Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video here on the channel. We are doing more Minecrafters Guide to Minecrafting series, and this is part 2 of 4 of the dye farm that I started making last week. As you can see, the flower farm is behind me. Today what we're going to go ahead and do is set up the composting station so that way it makes bone meal. This will not make enough bone meal to sustain itself, I'll tell you this right now, but you can get white dye from bone meal. Then, today we are also going to set up the auto crafting station and the rest of the dice factory. As per usual, this is your supply list. And let's get into it. Okay gang, so what we're going to start from is the end of the last video. If you haven't gone and watched it, go watch it. It'll show you how to set up the farm and all the basic redstones for that. And essentially along with the aesthetic choices. So what you're going to go ahead and do is break down your collection system. And you're going to go ahead and from right here, you're going to want to go ahead and have a 5-block tower. Now you can put the, because these are rails, you can put this anywhere you want to. Next, what you're going to go ahead and do is take a normal rail right there, take a powered rail. This is just going to help the cart get up and over. And then the rest of these just need to be regular rails. Then come out 1, come out 2, make this your hopper, come up 1 block, and go ahead and put your powered rail in right there. Next, just replace the circuit that we had from last time for your collection system. So, comparator, repeater, into a block of redstone, and have the redstone right next to a block that has a torch on it. And then last but not least, come below your bottom block and put a torch right there. And that will then power this rail right here and give your minecart enough juice to get up and down your little segment right there. So as you can see, it goes around, does its little circuit, and then it hits that powered rail right there and gets just enough juice to go up. Okay, so part 2 is going to be our composting station. So go ahead and take your block down like so. These are all going to be removed later on. This is just going to help you with hopper placement. So you want a hopper facing that way. Then you want a hopper facing that way below it. And this is basically going to be your basic item filter. Now, it's been a while since I made these, so when I was tinkering, I kind of forgot that the hopper had to be facing this way. Now, what you're going to go ahead and do is take your comparator, go like so. And then come down with your redstone like so. And then give yourself a repeater right here. And a torch off of this block. Now go ahead and drop down a hopper right here. And this is where you're going to want to go ahead and put your composter. Right there. Then take a block. Put a hopper. Break that block. Come over. Put your barrel. Now right there. And take one more hopper and put it right there. And that's pretty much it for your composting station. Okay gang, so what you're going to go ahead and do next is bring out 1 hopper, 1 more like this. Go ahead and take a auto crafter, go ahead and stick it on the end of that hopper. Next, what you're going to want to go ahead and do is take your block, build it out like so. Break that one, put a comparator. Next, go ahead and take a repeater, put it there, take a block, this will transmit redstone, take a piece of dust, take another block on top of your repeater, go ahead and put another piece of stone on top of your comparator. Next, you're going to go ahead and take dust and your comparator again, make sure the light is on. And then block. Take your observer, come down like this, put it right there. You want to have the face facing upwards. Next, take your glass block, go ahead and put it right here. The reason why we're doing this is so that way we can still have a bounce back block for the minecart, and we don't lock the hopper below on accident. Now, the reason we're doing this is because the auto crafter is a craftable circuit, not craftable, so the repeater will spam it to craft all the things in its space. Next, what you're going to go ahead and do is make a 4 long hopper chain off of the side of the auto crafter right here. Make sure all your slots are selected except for this top one, or else multiple flowers will get in there and it will cause issues. And then make sure this is 4, so go 4 out. And then for the next 3, what you're going to go ahead and do is take your stone block or your building block, go out like so. This is going to be more, well, item sorters. This is going to be what each of your main dies go into. So, because of how this is set up, you can now go ahead and set up your item sorter. Now, sometimes this middle one is hard to place in for the repeater, so I have learned to put the repeater in before you put the back edge block in for this one. Go like so. Then have you come down like so, and then yes, this will like lock your hoppers unintentionally when you don't really need it to, but it's fine. All this means is you'll just have like one less die than you would have originally had. So go ahead and go like so. And the reason this is happening is because these will lock this hopper and that hopper. And then take your barrel, place it along these 3. Now for this one, go ahead and drop your hopper right there, put a barrel right there, and put another hopper right there. Make sure that barrel front is facing this way. And voila guys, there is essentially your dye farm. Okay gang, now that you got the redstone side of your dye farm hooked up, we have one more step to do, and this isn't really a redstone side. What you're gonna go ahead and do is take your hopper right here that's facing into your comparator in your first one, go ahead and take anything, these cannot go into your system or this will break this entire system. And then go ahead and take like a stack of seeds, or 41 seeds, but a stack, put it in there. Let it drain down to 41. And that will essentially set up this item sorter ready to go. Make sure you do this before you turn on the farm, or else everything will go here. Next, before you build this section, have this farm go for long enough so that way you can get at least like a stack of flowers and make a stack of dye from each one. Now what you're going to want to go ahead and do is, on this one, do the exact same thing we did with seeds, except for you're going to go ahead and take red dye for this one. This next one, go ahead and, now these don't have to be the same dye colors, they can be the dye colors that your farm has set up. This part is still pretty generic. Next part will require a certain biome for your farm to be in. This one still can be in any biome. And then for this one, go ahead and set it up like so. And a stack of blue dye in this one as well. And then once all these have gone down to 41, then your entire system will be set ready to go. Okay gang, once you got your system set up, items, and redstone side, go ahead and take a stack of bone meal. Go ahead and put it in onto your minecart with a hopper, put it into your dispenser, and go ahead and turn on your farm. Also, if your minecart slows down and struggles to get over that hump, it's because somebody accidentally nudged it and it's too full. So you can either replace it with a powered rail right here, or you can just go ahead and empty a little bit and it'll do just fine. Okay, so go ahead and turn it on. Wait for the minecart to collect a few things. And then as you can see there on the right, the auto crafter is going crazy because it's making dyes. Now this will not make enough bone meal to sustain its farm, but you can get white dye from bone meal. So there's another dye right there. And as you can see over here, we've made red dye, we've made yellow dye. We're actually making yellow dye right now. We've made some blue dye. We've made some light gray dye. Sometimes you will have overflow because sometimes they pump in so much dye that it overflows, but that's what this barrel is for. This farm's also making light gray dye. And then bone meal right here. Again, this will not make enough bone meal to sustain itself, but I will show you what to do with that in the next video if you stay tuned. And if you go into here, as you can see, it is pretty much making as much dye as fast as it can. And again, this is a craft 1 circuit, not craft all circuit, so that's why the observer is right there. Then once that's essentially done, you can flick this off. Make sure that the cart doesn't have to drop off more. And then you've done an entire round, and you have all this dye to collect from your profits. Again, a lot of red dye sometimes gets skipped. The way to fix this is you can also just have one more hopper right after it, thus giving it more time to process.